Manchester City 3, Manchester United nil. An embarrassment at the Etihad. If I knew this was the results, a 3-0 at Etihad, I could not have wasted my time watching that game. We were going at Etihad, being on top of Manchester City. After full time at the Etihad, we are below Manchester City. You can see we're in the 14th position with 4 points with a -3. City are in the 8th position with now 6 points. This is a Manchester derby that I had much hopes that we're going to win. I had much hopes. I was optimistic we're going to win this Manchester derby. Looking that the last time we were here, we were at the Etihad, we won that game. So I was optimistic that we are going to win this game at the Etihad. Look at the squad when it came out. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Now this is the squad. But look at them. I was like, kind of excited and also not excited. I was excited. Sesko starting. He was making his Premier League start at the. And the reason why I wasn't excited again about that formation, Manuel Ugarte in the midfield, and he hasn't been that good. And also Bruno Fernandes in the midfield. But I was now like 50-50. I was like, we don't stand a chance. I was just saying that to myself. But I was like, okay, let's just get and watch it. Let's see how it will go, how things will unfold. And that was the result. 3-0 defeat at the Etihad. It's like Amorim just wants a sack. He wants to sack himself. You have a player like Mino in the midfield, and you can't start him. We saw what Mino did in the Grimsby game in the Carabao Cup. Even though we eliminated, he was excellent, that midfielder. But Amorim can't start him. Don't. Kobe Mino asked if he could go. He asked Manchester United. He told Manchester United he wanted to go for a loan in those remaining 48 hours before the deadline day closed. But Manchester United said, you know what, you're going nowhere. You're telling a player you're going nowhere, yet you're not starting him. What's that? What's that? So it's like Amorim wants to sack himself. We missed out on signing a midfielder. We missed out on signing Baleba. But you have Mino here. Play him. You know what he can do, and we saw what he can do when he came in the second half. When he came in the second half, his first touch, his first tackle, I was dribbling the ball, making the run, going forward. Don't tell me this is a player that you want to sit on the bench in each game and you want to start to gut over him. What a joke, Amorim. You can't do like, it's like Amorim wants to wait until it's like 10 games where you are suffering defeats, lots of pressure. Now he wants to, now at that point, it's when you want to bring in Kobe Maino to rescue him in that midfield when it's too late. When it's too late. Though I think I'd only blame, I'll, I will just blame Amorim for not starting Kobe in that midfield. The rest of the blames goes to the clueless players that we have. I'll go outside in the defense. Shaw couldn't handle Haaland. He could have. He just let Haaland make that run and score. Altai can't save us. He's covering in the post. You can't just go like, put your hands up. At least when going for a ball, put your hands up. But he can't do. And this is a keeper that Amorim say, you know what, I will want to start in the Manchester City game. Look at what Manchester City did. Donnarumma was sent the same time with Sunny Lamens. But what, looking at Trafford hasn't been performing so well. He has been conceding goals, and City not winning games in the Manchester derby. See what Pep did. Donnarumma starting straight away. On our side, we have Sane Lamens. He could have also, we expect to see him start in this Manchester derby. But as always, Amorim is giving the player time the way he did with Benjamin Sesko. You have a striker, you've signed a striker, but you're still giving him time. Time for what? Time for what? Time for what? We don't have time to to save or to say, no, what, you're giving time for our new signings. Buy new signings, throw them in. You can see into this game, Shaw costing us like 2 goals. The first goal, I'll say the first goal that Foden scored, man, where was our defense? Altai could have saved that one, but he didn't. The second goal, Shaw called it hand on Haaland. The third goal, man, Maguire being the last man in such kind of game, he can't handle that. He doesn't have the pace. He can't. You can see he can't, and you see what Haaland did. That pace, that he, we couldn't match Haaland, and Haaland scoring. The third goal, the second goal, you can see today's subs. I'll say the only sub that I'll say kind of was good was the minor sub. Maguire sub, awful. Zaxi, nothing. Awful. Those are sub that didn't help us. These players today, I think the only player that kind of played so well today was, I'll say, Mbuemo kind of tried. Looking the second half, he had some good opportunity, some free opportunities, some free shots that could have gone in. Amad Diallo, you have a chance in the box where a cross is coming to you and you want to do a bicycle kick. You're not Cristiano Ronaldo. You could have hold that ball well and score and make a shot, but you want to do a bicycle kick, which you can't do it well. You're not Ronaldo. You're not CR7. Stop that. I'll say this place today. You can see some misplaced passes. The midfield nowhere to be seen. You can see there's some things and you can't just blame it on the formation. Today when I was watching the game, there was this a fan that sat beside me was saying, "No, what the formation, I'm not needs to change the formation." I was like, "You can't do that. If a player is good, a player is good. If a good player adapts to any formation, a good player adapts to any system. But the ones we have are just clueless. Are just clueless. They want to blame. They're not them not performing. Can't blame on the coach. The only blame that I'll put on the coach is not starting Minor there in the midfield. I'm not starting Sunny Lamens. But other things you can see making the runs. Man, play like Dogo, delivering crosses. You can't just be delivering crosses as if you're making a pass. Long balls, crosses, that's what we need. And we have a player like Sesko. You can see today Sesko, the only chance he had was the one that he made a shot and it was saved by Donnarumma. I think it was saved or catched by Donnarumma. Apart from that, we couldn't see any contribution of him because he wasn't getting the service that he needs. He wasn't getting crosses. No passes were given to him. Because the only chance, I think there's this one scenario where a pass was given to him. I think it was Mbeumo or Mazrui. After that, nothing. It was like he was just invisible, and he's our striker. Sesko today has just shown us that if you can't get any service as a striker, you can't score. You can't. You can see Alan today, the service that he was getting, starting from the first goal, from the second goal that he scored. City were giving him that ball, knowing that he's our main striker. Let's feed him. And he delivered. But in our case, we know Sesko is our number 9, but we can't give him the service. There was this situation also I saw when Wemo had the ball on the right wing side. He made a turn and like Sesko was on somewhere in a good space. I thought it was going to pass to Sesko, but he didn't do that. I think he passed it back. Is it to Ahmad or back was Rui? I was like, this is our striker. Give him the ball. He can score. These players just need to keep improving. These players If they continue like this, man, we might be relegated this season. We might go down. You can see just 4 games out of 4, we have only won one, drawn one, and lost two, which doesn't look good with us. Doesn't look good with us. And Amorim, if you wants us to win more games, the next game, you can see the next game is against Chelsea at Old Trafford. And against Chelsea at Old Trafford, he needs to come strong. I don't see Alte in that midfield. Sorry, that goal. I don't want to see Ugarte in that midfield. I want to see Maino. I want to see Sane Lamens in that game, in that goal, in the goal post. So I think these players today, they've just shown us that they're still not good enough. They're average. That's what they've just shown us today. They're just average players who can't perform. You can see Amorim outside in the touchline, still giving instructions to them, still showing them where to make that cross, where to do this, what to do that, how to pass the ball. It's a thing that they need to do themselves. There are players with much experience, misplaced passes. What's that? These players need to wake up and start winning games for us. Against Burnley, we won that. You can see Amorim hasn't yet won a back-to-back game. I think that's what he's still finding hard to do with this squad. He can't win a back-to-back game. With this squad, he can't, unless these players keep improving, then he'll win back-to-back games. But the way, I don't know what to say more. I don't know what to say with these players. It's just a disgrace. It's just a disaster. And we saw Sergeant Ratcliffe, Berada, just watching, and they knew we could have gotten a midfielder. They could do everything just to get a midfielder. We brought in forwards, we brought in Cunha, brought in Boy, we brought in Sesko. But without a good midfielder, things won't work well. Either in January, they need to do it. Bring in midfielder. They need to do it, and that will solve our problem. Otherwise, things will just be going to worse, to worse, to worse. So I think that's just all I had for you. It's a disappointing night. I think I'm going to start a week in a bad way. Our week is not going to be that well. Be that also it's a Champions League week. I think they'll have much time to rest, to look things around, to see what they need to do before the weekend game against Chelsea. Yeah, so that's just it. Thank you for watching. Talk to you in the next one.